This is the soil from whence I came. I love it! Don't hurt my soil! Take good care of her! She's precious! I love it! Save her! Thank you!
You've got us some soil to take a look at. You take a look at that soil, smell it, feel it. I'm going to introduce you to the cast of characters
Who's in there?
that exist in this incredibly complex soil food web that we don't know a lot about, but we're starting to understand.
Gotta love it.
So it's complex, like Jeff said. Soil food web is very complex. This is a rudimentary understanding of it, but it does have some of the main functional groups. So this is a food web. The things lower down, the primary producers on the food of algae, moss, cyanobacteria, shoots, and roots. These become the food for things higher up in the food web. Okay. Focus. It's just a bad focus. So, starting from some of the lowest, the smallest forms of life, I'm going to take you up through. We're going to take a little detour on the way to hear about fungi. But I want to start with bacteria. Bacteria are tiny one-celled organisms. They're mostly nitrogen. They're generally 4 100,000ths of an inch wide. Tiny. Four 100,000ths of an inch. In a good teaspoon of productive soil, good healthy soil like that which is going around right now, there's between 100 million and 1 billion bacteria. That adds up to a massive amount. That adds up to a ton per acre. But 100 million and 1 billion bacteria in each teaspoon of soil. So if you look in those bowls that are going around, there's a couple teaspoons and there's billions and billions and billions of bacteria there. This is a picture of bacteria in association with fungi, with fungal hyphae, with mycelia. The little dots are the bacteria on these, which are bits of fungus, mycelia. Here's a picture of some very important bacteria. Bacteria serve many, many functions with a great diversity. Does anybody have any idea what kind of bacteria this might be? Nitrogen fixing. Rhizobium bacteria. When we say a plant is a nitrogen fixer, it's actually not the plant that fixes nitrogen. It's not the plant. It's a symbiotic relationship between the plant roots, which you're seeing, and the fungi that live on, the bacteria that live on it. So for end fixing, we've got our roots, and it's the associations with these bacteria, with these little nodules that you see. These are actually colonies of these bacteria. They're not single bacteria, they're colonies, all complexing together. And these colonies pull nitrogen out of the air and fix them within the center of the colony. The way you can tell is if you can see these nodules with the eye, with the naked eye. If you dig up a nitrogen-fixing plant of clover, this is actually soybeans, you can actually see the nodules on there. And to make sure they're fixing nitrogen, you take these little nodules and you can sort of split them with your fingernail. And inside of them, you want to see pink. We can do this when we go out in the forest garden. and take a look at some roots of nitrogen fixers and break open those little nodules and see if they're fixing nitrogen or not. Important. Fungi. Fungi are, like I said, they grow as mycelium, single-celled organisms called hyphae. Some fungi, like yeast, are single-celled organisms. There's many different kinds of fungi. They're especially important in our systems. We've talked about the mycorrhizal fungi. Can anyone remind me what mycorrhizal is all about?
Mycelium, mycorrhizal.
Network. Okay. What does mycorrhizae mean?
Roots? Roots of the mushrooms.
Mycorrhizal fungi.
They're very tiny mycelium.
Okay. Rhizal means root, like rhizome. So this is like fungi. Myco. This is fungi or mushroom. Fungi, and then root. Rhizal. So mycorrhizal fungi, like these, are ones that associate directly with plant roots. So these brown are the roots, and these white networks, these threads, are the mycorrhizal fungi. And they also help to bring nutrients and water into their bodies and make them into a form that's available to the plants. Another important class of fungi is decomposer fungi. This is a blade of grass that's starting to decompose, and these networks, here we see a repetition of an archetypal pattern, the network. You see this network of fungi starting to break down and decompose that blade of grass. These are the darker stripes. So decomposer fungi are very important to break down the lignins, the hard parts of wood, the cell walls of plants, especially in the forest, to decompose that material and make those nutrients available to everything else that's growing. These are ectomycorrhizal fungi that actually kind of bury themselves into the roots of plants and have a similar relationship as the mycorrhizal. And again, here you see this sort of this branching pattern. So fungi are really cool.
Yeah, because we only have 5 years to get the world straight. After that.
Is there a particular shape on the world?
Where did you get that?
So that's the Peruvians are saying. Yeah, the 2012.
You know, the Open Center's doing
You can see the finished ones over there.
Oh, they are, yeah.
26.
Flat on the top.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of difference to do in between now and then.
Yeah, I did the shamanic thing. Like a lot of people are really focusing on it. I don't know. Maybe it's
Kind of interesting that it's happening.
yeah.
When you even get to a point, you can edge straight down.
I think it's time for us to get our planet together. Yeah, really make life more enjoyable.
Awesome.
I think that's the critical piece. It's just life has not been enough fun.
Thank you.